And now, the state of UFGE, and all of my goofy-ass fighting game projects I work on. Lately I have been not paying as much attention on my UFGE projects as before, mostly because it has taken a much lower priority in my life. That said, working on these projects and the problem solving it entails actually relaxes me. Also, I always brainstorm new ideas and characters, finding inspiration from various fighting games, whether ones that are new, ones that are old that I have rediscovered in the past from going through my old games, or ones from the past that I have glossed over. I usually like working on a project, until I lose interest, then I go on another one. So I am constantly working on various projects depending on my inspiration at the time. One of my main goals was to go through my old games and fix the ones that I was disappointed in. Ones that really don't hold up to my recent work. I did this with my SF Ninja game, my first fighting game project that I made back in the last 90s. The old SFIBM engine was fun to mod, but was a product of its time. And I always felt that the humor didn't hold up. I decided to make an update to this, using the UFGE engine, take out some of the stuff that didn't really work out, and despite a few roadblocks, I was able to accomplish this. I also quietly updated my Ninja Syndrome game, which was the sort of sequel to SF Ninja, making some minor changes such as adding moves like Cyrax's air throw and Sector's homing missile, fixing moves so that they can no longer work as infinites, editing the intermissions so that the punctuation is fixed and the pictures are resized so they do not obscure text. My main focus recently has been fixing my King of Fighters 2000XX game. Going back to this one was disappointing for me, because King of Fighters is one of my all-time favorite fighting game series. There were a lot of things that didn't hold up in my opinion. MelvanaInChains streamed a playthrough on this game a few years back and it actually gave me a good list on that I really wanted to improve. Some of these things are replacing the old MIDI music with MP3s. Fixing some of the move controls so they would better reflect the game. Remaking the portraits so they would be consistent with each other, using the Shink era art whenever I can. Remaking the backgrounds so they will be more consistent, mostly using ones from King of Fighters and Fatal Fury 3. S&D most importantly to me, easing up on the jokes based on outdated memes. I have a new rule: if I think some trend is funny, I'll wait it out and see if I still feel this way. Going through this game again, I realized that I focused too much on YouTube boop jokes and that stuff really does not age well with time. Also, I am taking out Robotnik from this game and replacing him with Shermie. On that note, I reorganized the characters into teams of 3 and redid several of the intermissions, adding some introduction biographies as well. I have also been working on and off on a sequel to my Secret Crisis game, which is a Marvel vs DC game. I have been brainstorming several ideas. I want the final release to have an insane mix of inspiration from many sources. The Capcom Marvel vs games, the Injustice DC games, the Marvel and DC Lego games, the mobile Marvel Contest of Champions, Avengers Alliance, and future fight games, Avengers Galactic Storm by Day 2 East, the X-Men Mutant Academy and Next Dimension games, the Zveta Mugen and Beats of Rage projects, the Konami X-Men Beat 'em Up, the Day 2 East Avengers Beat 'em Up, the Sega Spider-Man Beat 'em Up, all the Marvel handbooks and Who's Who issues I have, and anything from the quarter bin that interests me. I have some ideas bouncing around in my head. Continuing with trying to update and fix all of my old stuff, I wanted to redo the sprites for my old characters, such as the Fixer and Moonstone. I also wanted to update the characters from D-Fighter that I didn't import into Secret Crisis, like Felix Faust, Superman Red Sun, and Batman Red Rain. On that note, I wanted to make some alternate versions of characters. For example, I used Zvita's palette separation for his Wolverine to make a retro version based on Konami's X-Men version and Zvita's Avengers Beats of Rage game using his classic yellow and brown outfit. In some cases, I actually made a different character, such as making a palette swap of Ms. Marvel into Dr. Minerva from Avengers Galactic Storm. I'd compare it to Reitetsu Mayu and Rera in Samurai Shodown 5. Also, I really wanted to edit some of the character sprites to make them more even. I didn't realize the difference with the sprites in Capcom's Street Fighter Alpha and Marvel series and the slimmer ones from Capcom vs SNK for characters based on the Capcom vs SNK dimensions such as Raven and Emerald Empress. I did a horizontal resize and some light editing. Again, I wanted to create more of a consistency with sprites and select screen pictures than in past games. As for Real Fighter, even though it's low on the priority list, I do have some things I want to add. There are some great sprites by DX2 on the Mugen Fighters Guild forums from games such as Way of Their Warrior and Shadow. There are also some great trips from Tem A from the WrestleMania digitized game, as well as some great digitized Mortal Kombat style characters from horror movies such as Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, and Freddy Krueger that I would like to mess around with. Anyways, that's my update so far. I hope to have something released soon, and I'll keep you posted here. Also check some of the links to the gang who supported me over the years. See you around.